Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the program. In this hour, we will be talking with an attorney about her attempts to fight for workers' rights for people who are Uber drivers, and we'll talk about that case and about the broader implications of the case and the struggle that she is waging. And then for something a little bit different, we will also be talking with the maker of a new documentary about the famed 70s era baseball player Doc Ellis, whose exploits on the pitcher's mound and with mind-altering substances both were the stuff of legend. So stick around for those two stories. And, you know, I would be stretching to find a connection between these two stories, except this. Uber and other companies of its ilk claim that we are in a sharing economy, that they merely facilitate the sharing of services among friendly individuals and peers, that their workers are not really employees at all, that they are, as baseball would put it, free agents. But is that really true? That's one of the things we're going to explore in this hour. The other thing I want to talk to you a little bit about before the hour launches in full is the notion of where progressives or the left or folks on the right side of justice, whatever you want to call them, where they fit into this whole debate over Uber and the whole new economy, as they call it. Paul Krugman wrote about it this week. He said that Uber has become a surprisingly important political issue in the United States. He points out, as we have pointed out on this program, that there are two issues. One is the right of its workers and what their legal status is, and the other is this new liberal consensus, as he calls it, which says that wages are much less rigidly determined by supply and demand than previously thought, so public policy can and should nudge employers into paying more. So, as Krugman rightfully points out, if you're a lawmaker and that's your plan, you don't really want to see employers undermine that by declaring that the people who work for them aren't really employees, so they don't have to pay them any minimum amount. Okay, I get it. But Krugman also says, and I quote, progressives need to work on separating these two issues and not let themselves get painted as enemies of innovation. Now, that's an interesting thought, and let's just explore it for a second. Are you an enemy of innovation if you think that Uber or Lyft or any of the other new technologies need to make sure that people deserve to get a living wage? Now, I've written on this subject a lot. I got to tell you, I get accused on Twitter and so on of crazy things, candidly by crazy people, including being a Luddite and anti-technology and fearful of my own coming obsolescence. Listen, I comment on greed and foolishness, so sadly, I don't believe my work will ever be obsolete, so I don't worry about that. But you get a lot of these comments. I think here's why. One is that for all their love of technology, I think a lot of the people who support and cheerlead for something like Uber don't really think like systems thinkers. They're not really innovative thinkers. They're not really integral thinkers. In other words, they get all excited about an app that, and I could continue to complain about my experiences with Uber, but I won't. They get very excited about an app that has a map on it, and then you see the picture of the car coming and all that. Well, that's all very well and good, but what they don't understand is that you and that driver exist in a larger matrix of force, as a larger system, and that if in creating and encouraging that kind of deregulated, race to the bottom, underpaying economy, both you and that driver will come to suffer because the middle class will be destroyed and the social safety net will be shredded, then it's you, not we, who are failing to think in an innovative and modern way. So let's be innovative and preserve our economy. I'm Richard RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.